Hello, everyone. A warm welcome. I think we are apologizing for our delayed start. So, first of all, thank you for bearing with us on our little delay. I hope you got to take it as a moment of stillness. We found out that we sent the wrong link for today's session. So, thank you for bearing with that. And we were just giving people a chance to get the right link and be able to get in. So while we'll continuously welcome our group in as they join. So if you are just joining, a warm welcome. Don't worry, you haven't missed much. We are just getting started here. And a warm welcome if you're coming back after having not been here for a while or been here week after week or brand new. We are normally here at noon Eastern. Today it's 12:10 Eastern, and we are just getting started. So I see hellos already coming into the chat. That's a nice way to just land in the space and to just be here together. I see some greetings from across the US and into Europe. So I see Bloomfield, Connecticut. I know that we share a little bit about the weather often because we like to share a little bit about our external weather. Sometimes that helps to remind ourselves that we each have our own internal experience that is just as kind of moving and shifting as the external weather that we may be going through. So let's see, we've got a little bit of chill in the air at 73 degrees Fahrenheit in Tampa Bay, Florida. So all the rest of us in the northern United States will feel jealous. No, I think some people do like the cold. So cold in the north, we've got North Carolina, Tampa Bay said already, Setúbal, Portugal. Good to have you here, Nina. Greetings from Boston, sunny Felton, outside Chicago, San Francisco, Vermont, Wilmette, Illinois, north of Chicago. And I know that there are more of us still coming in and landing after just receiving the link. So a warm welcome. We are just getting started because we wanted to give everyone a chance to arrive with the link. So wherever you may be, I will just invite us into a little first tiny practice, a little moment of stillness. And just a reminder that this is something we can take with us wherever we go. When there is a pause, whether it is expected or not, to just take a moment and to land, to invite ourselves into a landing space together and on our own. So here we are, rolling in to our circle together, finding each other through navigating the interwebs. So wherever you may be, feeling yourself land on the seat, just feeling your body here physically on the seat, or in the standing position, wherever you may be standing, sitting. And if you'd like to close your eyes or lower your gaze, that's often a helpful way to just shift the awareness and attention and just bring it back inside. And you can even follow the breath as the breath moves into the body. On an inhale, just feeling the breath moving into the body, down the body, into the feet even. And then on the exhale, feeling the breath move up and out. So perhaps we just play with that a little bit, following the breath, moving the breath in and down, and then moving out and up. And allowing yourself to notice the breath is always there. And that in many ways, as much as we try to control the outcome of things, where we think it's going to be a certain way, that we can move the breath, or we can move things in our lives, that the body is really just being breathed. So just allowing the body to be breathed. And then if any thoughts or distractions or sounds come in, just welcoming them for a moment. And then letting them go. When that distraction or the thought comes in, saying, hello, here you are. I wonder where you came from. And I wonder where you're going. Just letting it go. Today, we're going to focus a bit on joy, how we cultivate joy in ourselves, in our world. Especially when times are difficult. So, just bringing your awareness and attention to what brought me here today. Was there something that brought me here to this connection with this group? What brought me here to Women Together, to this topic maybe of cultivating joy? And when you're ready, just allowing a word or phrase to pop up. And then when you'd like to reconnect with the screen, typing it in the chat and just sharing with us what came up for you. Cultivating joy, joining this Women Together Connect, what came up? I'll give us a moment to let those come in. See connection, happiness, cultivating joy since retiring a couple of years ago. You can never have too much joy. Joy is my middle name. Slowing down. Always look forward to these opportunities to connect and be inspired. Beautiful. Just to see if there's any comments in on the YouTube. That's another way for us to connect here. Focus on positive thoughts, lifting each other up. Yes. Permission to experience joy along with other emotions, being present, not dwelling on past mistakes. Too long not being here, lots going on. Glad to be here. Glad and grateful to be here today. We're glad and grateful to have you back, Marian. So thank you for rejoining us. Good. So I, I won't take up too much time just because we did start late, and the power and beauty is when we get to connect with each other. So just giving us a chance to have that magic. It really is powerful. I just want to say, and there are often these moments that I have when I connect with another woman that all of a sudden it activates this part in me that I almost forget is there sometimes. It's like a dormant part in myself. And so I just want to remind us that getting this opportunity to connect with each other is it's just a really wonderful experience. So I'm really glad that we get to have it with each other. And in cultivating joy, I actually love what's already being shared here. Especially what Marian said, permission to experience joy along with other emotions. And I think, especially if you pay attention to a news cycle, or, you're dealing with, some of the things that came up in our last session, there's just so much pain. There's so much othering and kind of pushing out of different ideas and thoughts, and um, just a lot, so much that we can focus on that creates division and that creates disconnection, and that creates a kind of negativity. And I often like to spend time with that. I like to spend time with what is and what is real, and to go deep into the pain and hurt of the world and process it. And what I need to remind myself often is that joy is like a base layer. Joy is like, it's something that is always there. We can always tap into this experience in ourselves that we like I think about little babies, like this little bundle of joy. That's how we think about it. And that is inherent in us. We have access to every age that we've ever been at this stage, at any stage in our lives. So we have the ability to connect in with that joy. And Marian, great question. Exactly. So the question here is, how do we cultivate authentic joy? How do we actually open ourselves up to authentic joy that isn't just a glossing over, that isn't just a, I don't want to think about that, so I'm going to have positive thoughts and then I just don't deal with it, but that it's a tuning in. It's a tuning into the inherent joy. And I actually don't think that joy and happiness are the same. That was Marian's question. And I think that happiness is fleeting in some ways, that happiness, like we can be happy about something, but we find joy, or we experience joy or something like that. So I wouldn't say that I've fully formed a thesis on this, but it's something great to think about, and to connect into. And I find that there are little ways that I connect into this joy. Francis said, we have to be intentionally open. We have to prepare for joy. And I think that that's really true. I think that's really something that, how do we intentionally open ourselves so that we can allow joy to come in, allow it to appear in our being, in our lives. And so, in some ways, I think about when are times that I've experienced joy, what's been happening. And for me, walking by the river, I have the joy of being able to walk by the Hudson River here. And whenever I do, even if I start out angry, or I'm, like kind of ruminating about something, there will be a moment where the sun hits the water, or, blade of grass is blowing, or so, there's something that happens that I find gratitude. I find the wonder of being in the world and being alive. And I just am able to reconnect with that. So I find that that can happen with, for me, it's with moving my body, with being in a state of wonder about something, with practicing self-care. When I care for myself, there are little things, and slowing down, really, really slowing down. I find that even with everything going on, that I have these little nuggets of gratitude, or these moments that connect me back into that authentic joy. So I'd like to land some of this with just a little practice and then invite you in. I love that the conversation is already starting here in our Zoom space in the chat. And before we go into this connection with each other, I'd like to just give us a moment of landing in a moment of meditation or mindfulness, and just seeing what's coming up around joy, what's coming up around cultivating this practice of just connecting with. And it may be that you can go back to this, you can access this age where you experience joy. Um, so just taking a moment, if you can. I see one of us had to have an emergent situation. So just being wherever you can be in this moment, slowing down, and perhaps just starting with lowering the gaze or closing the eyes again, reconnecting to the interior space. And perhaps just starting with thinking of something that makes you smile. I think of our wonderful teacher who has passed, Wendy Palmer, and the gift that she gave us of thinking of something that makes you smile. And perhaps that's fleeting, or perhaps it feels like the exact place that you want to stay. And maybe you just stay with that. Maybe it's a pet, maybe it's a moment, maybe it's something you're grateful for. And then connecting in, perhaps if you'd like to go to another level of this, with an age or a time in your life, where you could feel kind of just full sensory experience of joy, just joy of being alive, joy of connecting with a friend, joy of making a contribution in the world. And if you'd like to take that one layer deeper, perhaps just allowing all thoughts to float away, just being fully here in this body, free of thought. And then for a moment of maybe fleeting, but can you for a moment become aware of awareness itself? Just noticing who is aware at this moment. And just being with that present awareness. Can this itself be joy? And then bringing yourself back into connection with this lovely group and connecting with the screen, and maybe even going on gallery. And if you can, bring your video on. Just giving us all a little welcome here. I know that Nina had to pop off because of her computer, but she said, "I'm filled with joy at seeing so many familiar faces, and whether it's familiar or new, getting to see each other and feel each other in this authentic presence, allowing ourselves to see and be seen, to feel and be felt, and just welcoming in the space for joy." Wonderful. We will move into breakouts for 20 minutes where we'll share with each other anything that came up in the meditation, or giving yourself a moment to just talk about how I'm cultivating joy. How am I cultivating joy in my life? Um, where is it difficult? Where is it easy and seamless? And I love that Marion sent us a little. For me, joy aligns more with awe. Happiness aligns more with any of a number of positive emotions. So anything that's coming to you about what happens, what your experience of joy is, let's help each other cultivate joy today. So um, name where you're coming from and how are you cultivating joy. Name where you're coming from, how you're cultivating joy. Enjoy the time together. And I'll see you back in about 20 minutes and we'll have a little closing discussion. Enjoy.